Okay. Hello. Hi. For context. Hi, for context, I don't mean like actual children, I mean this spider. So like... What's it? Like 3 months ago, this spider laid an egg sac in my room, and then I touched it, and then a bunch of millions of teeny little baby spiders just crawled out. And so once in a while, I find tiny little baby spiders in my room. And they just kind of live there. I don't know, like, once in a while I'll see them pop up and I'm like, oh, they're here. One time I found a teeny little one on my bed. Another time I found one, like, on my wall. They are chill, they just kinda, they do their own thing. They're just vibing, you know? If they're not in the way, I usually leave them alone. Like, if they're on the corner of my ceiling, I'm not getting those. If they're on my ceiling, whatever. If they're on my windowsill, or if they're on my desk, or if they're on... I don't know, they're dangling off the ceiling near my near my face. Then sure, I'll get rid of them. Or if they're on my floor. Then I gotta get rid of them, but you know, if they're just on the ceiling and they're out of reach, I'll just leave them. I have very high ceilings, so I just kinda like, whatever. Too much effort. Anyways, how are you? I actually don't know what I'm doing. I might... Pretty swell, that's good. We might do, let's see here. I'm debating between, either Skyrim or Power Wash Simulator. Thank you! I just, my own sound alerts from my stream are so quiet. Yippee! Thank you for the resub for 5 months. Wow, you've almost been here for half a year. Wow. That's actually a pretty long time. Wow, that's kind of amazing. I'm like, ah yes. Welcome. I have nothing to offer, but thank you. It's gone by pretty quickly though. It has! It really has. Oh my gosh. I feel like I haven't done anything. I feel like I haven't done much. I feel like I haven't been around. Ooh, I have good news. Well, good news in terms of my own personal life. I am graduating. No, sorry. I'm not graduating. I'm moving up in the world. I got a new job. No. No, I'm getting a job promotion. Yay, I am no longer the signboard person outside. I am no longer the person who admits people. I am moving up. I will be counting money now. I'll be managing finances, or helping to at least. Yay! Not much of a pay raise, but I will be away from people, so that's good. Not that I minded, but like there is a certain point where you're working. Hey, what's up? Away from people so much. I don't know. I have so many stories about just people. That's great. What's up, Emmy? How are you? Hello. Sorry, wrong term. I should not have said graduating. I should have meant like promotion. I don't know what. My phrasing. No, I'm still in school. I'm doing great. That's good. Nice to hear. But yes, I am very happy. I'm good. I'm doing well. I'm doing well in, well, yeah, this semester, this whatever. It's been pretty chill, not very much to do. Not very course heavy. So, I've been able to actually stream pretty consistently. I'm still figuring out if I want to stream on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, but I'm thinking that I might just stick with Tuesdays. I think Tuesdays is good. It's pretty evenly spread out through the week, like Tuesdays and Fridays. Yeah, and that sounds pretty doable for me. Yeah, pretty exciting. Lucky, I know. That's the thing. When you... Some semesters it's like busy, some semesters it's like dead. Or, not dead, but like, you know, you're less course heavy. I think it's because I have one elective. I have an elective in my main. So that's pretty good. My elective's pretty chill. I just remember one time I had this one elective where my professor, I lost my 4.0. Dang, you had a 4-point GPA. I have a 0. No. I don't even have a 4.0 GPA. My GPA is like barely even there. Not even in high school did I have a 4.0 GPA. You know what I had? Well, we don't go by GPAs in high school. We went by what's it called? We went by letter grades. No, not letter grades. Number grades. I had like overall maybe like a 70, like a high 75 to 80. I don't even remember. It was like a 78 or something. Not enough for honor roll, which is 80, but you know, somewhere around there. Not bad. It was enough to get into the schools I needed to get to. That's still passing? It is passing. A fail is considered like, what is it? Under 60? Like, under 60 to 50? So, it's not bad. I'm debating if I should. I don't know why, but it's not awkward silence. I'm debating. I'm thinking to myself. I'm trying to take my medicine. I'm debating if I need to take my, like... Sorry, you're just gonna hear this. I'm debating if I should take my, like, regular medication. If I need to take my, like... I don't know, super strong one. The thing is with the super strong one, it makes me drowsy, so I don't know. I don't know what I ate, but I had this, like... Yeah, awkward silence. I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna stare at you guys in dead silence. What medication? Allergy medicine. I don't know what I'm allergic to, but if I don't take it, I break out in hives. I don't know what it is. And recently it's been pretty bad. I don't know why. I've been getting these, like... They're not mosquito bumps, but they're like hives. All over my arms, and I don't know what it is. But... maybe something I ate, but I don't remember what I ate recently. Gotta stop eating stuff off the floor. Allergic to the sun? I don't even know. Maybe it's the weather. Maybe it's the weather, maybe I'm sick, I don't know. But instead of getting sick like the cold or the flu, I just break out. I don't know what it is. Who knows? Well, it's a sick season. I know it is. So many people are getting sick. So many people are calling out. So many people are gone. Or so many people come in. So many people come in to like work and then they are just coughing in front of me and I'm like, my god, please wear a mask. If you come in and you're like, oh, oh, sorry, I just have a cough right now, or like, I think I have a fever, like, wear a mask, please. If you're in any public space, why are you going around spreading your germs? Stay home. 10 people in my class are gone. I know, so many people are gone. It's been a pretty slow week actually, because like half the people that are supposed to be there are not here. Sorry, medicine. My theater class is empty? Ooh. Yeah, there's been something going around. It's like, I've heard it's like one of the worst, what's it called? Like the worst, what's it called? Cold season it's ever been in like a really long time. We are up so high on like people getting diagnosed with the flu. It's so bad. I don't even know. Like people come in, or just people leaving and they just have something. I don't know what it is. Like not even necessarily the flu, but it's like the cold. People have got like the stomach flu. People have got like just, I don't know, there's germs, everything. I think it's the weather. It could be the weather. It could be the weather. It could be like, I don't know, the fact that it just sometimes gets really cold and then it gets really warm and then it gets really cold again, or just some super strong version of the cold. Did you guys hear the current news? Did you hear about the current news? There's like the bird flu going around too, and people are saying that there's actually 6 cases of it affecting people. So people can get the bird flu now, but it's usually, right now, it's affecting people who work near poultry and animals, but it's affecting cows, and it's also affecting people, which is really weird because normally it's called a zoomorphous, something like that, where usually illnesses that are found in certain species usually stick within the species, but when it starts moving to other species, like cows or like humans, when it starts jumping to humans, that's when it gets pretty bad, because that means the virus that usually affected those kinds of animals, it's evolving. And that's kind of scary. Because if you know, the pandemic was caused by a similar kind of virus, which only existed in bats, I believe, and it spread to people really quickly. And that is what caused a pandemic. Although it is a version of, it basically is a variation of the same family as the flu, but it's just a very, very strong respiratory, like, flu infection. That's how a lot of these start. It's all respiratory. So I've been looking at news of people talking about things like that, and it's really interesting. Because people are going like, oh my god, are we gonna have another pandemic? Are we gonna have another pandemic part 2? What are we gonna do? And then like scientists are going like, no, it's fine. It's not that big of a deal, it's fine. Like right now they're only seeing it in certain cases, and like they've only had 1 confirmed death so far, but it's not that bad. It's like pretty low risk at the moment. They're just keeping an eye on it, but I don't think it's gonna escalate into anything further. But it is pretty interesting that it's doing that. They're looking at the samples and they were like, oh, the moment it infected a person, it started evolving. How cool. And you're like, oh great, it's learning. And I feel like if there was ever a disease or something that managed to, I don't know, the end of the world, like zombie virus, it would probably be something like that. Like, it would first start in animals, and then it would jump to, like, different species and evolve and get stronger. And then by the time it infected humans, it would be already too late, because by the time it got in the human body, it would have evolved already to just become even more, I guess, adaptable and, like, influenced. Not influenced, spreadable. I don't know. What is that word called? When it spreads real fast? Evolution, I guess? Man, that's pretty cool. Am I lagging? No, my bitrate's fine. Did you know I updated my drivers? I'm very excited. I was lagging so bad before, literally I had nothing running. I'm stuck in an IRL cutscene, hold up. Good luck with your social influences, I don't know. Say, you know the fastest way to cut off any conversation is just to look at them dead in the eye and go, yeah. Yeah. That's what you gotta do. Stare at them, dead in the eye, go, yeah. And then walk away. And they'll be like, what? Life hacks 101. Also, remember that you have free will. You can do whatever you want. You know what's really interesting? Well, I don't know. I've been wanting to get like a purse or like a bag or something, because right now I've been walking around with like this flimsy tote bag. And I kind of want to get an actual bag because it's either that or a backpack. And I do have like a really nice backpack, but it's either like I have this tiny little purse that barely holds anything to like my backpack, which isn't like, I use that for traveling and it doesn't have an exterior pocket, so like I wore that backpack to go travel and my water bottle spilled all over the inside. So it doesn't really hold things that well, like stuff leaks inside if you have a, like, you know, water bottle. So I kind of want to either sew an external pocket to it or, I don't know, get an actual bag. And also I feel like I need something professional. I can't go to work or like places with a backpack and you're just like, yeah, I'm going. It makes me look like I'm going to school. I usually wear it when I go to school, if I have like school class days, but if I'm going to like normal workplace, it just looks so odd and out of place, just me in my professional outfit and a backpack. I gotta get something nice. I kind of feel like getting a purse. Or I don't know, right now I'm just been using a tote bag. It's like a really pretty green color. It's like this muted green shade. Like a dusty olive kind of like pastel green. It's nice. It's got like a giant logo on it though, for a school. It's a pretty color though. Like if I flip it around, you don't see the logo, so I'm just kind of like, yeah, that's my bag. It doesn't have any pockets on the inside, which is interesting. Like I feel like I should sew a pocket on the inside because I drop things in there and then they're gone forever to the void. Like especially if it's something tiny. I have been carrying around, by the way, very random. I've been carrying around flavored condoms in that bag. And I don't know what to do with them. Like I pick them up. Because, you know, when you go to certain places like festivals, they'll hand you... Yeah. They'll hand you, like, free condoms. And I was like, you know what? I want to try. I'll have 2 of every flavor, thank you very much. So I got, like, a bunch of different flavors. And I was gonna do a thing where I was gonna be like, hey guys, let's do a hand cam. And I was just gonna pull out my, like... Yeah, I do. I eat plastic. I was just gonna pull them out on stream and I was just gonna taste test them. I was just gonna stick them in my mouth. Like, I was just gonna eat them whole with the wrapper and everything. I wasn't gonna put them on anything, I was just gonna stick them in my mouth. And then I was gonna be like, And I was just gonna chew them. And be like, wow, this tastes like rubber. And also bubblegum. That was an idea. I ruined the surprise. I've ruined the surprise, I've ruined the shock value. But I would still watch. Thank you. Maybe I'll pull them out sometime. I'll be like, hey guys, look at this. I've got different flavors. I've got like at least 7. I would rank them. I'd be like, I'd pull out a tier list. I'd be like, yeah. Top 10 condom flavors. Like, yeah, this one... I don't like this one. This one tastes weird. This one tastes like latex, and then I'll put it down at the bottom. B tier. I don't know. I carry around weird stuff in my bag. Like, if I ever did out like whatever's you know those what's B tiers are pretty high? I don't know. F tier? What is the normal ranking? It's like F, C, B, A, S. It's like pretty down there. It's in the middle. Yeah, F. Oh, D. F, D, B, F, D, C, B, A, S. Yeah. Okay, B's in the middle. I don't know. Somewhere down there, you know? Let's see. If I ever did like a what's in my bag thing, I don't know. I always have the weirdest stuff in my pockets and bags. I remember there was this one thing I used to do when I was in high school. Because I used to wear winter jackets. It used to be pretty cold where I used to live. Like, super freezing cold. -20s. I would walk around. I had pretty deep pockets. I would walk around with the random things in my pockets, and then every once in a while I'd pull stuff out and be like, what's in my pockets? I would put on my winter jackets from the previous year, pull stuff out, and be like, what's in my pockets? And it'd be just tissues, receipts, like a half-open bar of granola bar, like a chocolate, candy, crackers, like soy sauce packets, sugar packets. I'd pull out like floss. I'd pull out money, like coins. And then I go into my bag and I pull out things like band-aids, or there was a time in my life where I used to saving for the apocalypse. There was a time in my life where I used to carry around sugar packets in the back of my phone case. Nowadays, I don't do that. I carry around my, you know, my cards and an extra amount of money, which has saved my life. I always recommend people, if you have a phone case, put like $10 in the back of your phone case. Like, not a lot of money, but enough that if you ever like lose your wallet or anything, you still have something to either use public transportation or to get yourself food, something. That's what I would do. That's what I do. It saved my life. Multiple times. Because there's been times where I've forgotten food. And I'm like, oh man, I have no lunch money. So then I'm like, okay, time to break out the emergency stash. I really do be stocking for the apocalypse. I've got so much stuff on me. Every single time I buy something, it's just like, do I need this? Or do I just want it? Like, I have so many hair accessories, I don't know why. And then I'm like, yeah, let's get another one. Like, recently I bought hair clips with bows. And then I also got this pin. Like, you know those hairpins? Like, I got this metal long hairpin that you're supposed to, like, make a bun and you stick your hair into. I don't know how to use it, but it's pretty. So what I've recently been doing is just making a knot and just, like, sticking it in like that. Which I don't think is the right way to use it, but it does something. I don't know. Just the random amount of stuff. What the... Like, I don't know what the name is. It's like a hairpin. A hair stick? I don't know. Hairpin? Something. It's like a long metal. Or like, they used to be made of wood or metal. And you wrap your hair around it and you like... You hold it up. Your hair. in a bun. It's cool. It's kind of hard to use though. Other than that, I just have a bunch of hair clips, a bunch of like, really just a bunch of hair clips. Oh my gosh. The Miku figurines that they're releasing, they're so pretty. I don't know. I would never get them. I have nowhere to put them, but man, they're great. For someone like me, a hair clip is only used to pick locks. Guys, I have a very fun story. You want to hear my fun story about hair clips? Not a hair clip, a bobby pin. You want to hear my It's not a fun story, but do you want to hear my story? My fun story from when I was in school. Yeah. Knife head hog JCE. Kitty. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, so my fun story is that when I was in school and I lived in a dorm, when I lived in the dorms, there was this one time where my roommate, I lived in a room, right? I had a shared bedroom with one other person, and my next door neighbor in the same room, we shared a kitchen and a living room. In my next door room was my other roommate. So I had two roommates, one lived in a room with me and the other one had her own room. We would, the other roommate, I don't know what happened to her, she left. She ditched. It's good because I had beef with her. We kind of like, we had fights all the time, it was great. I got really annoyed with her, but eventually she moved out, she got her own place. She like complained to the TA or something and then moved. So then it was just me and this other person, and the other person wasn't there. My other roommate left. And so it was one of those doors that when it's locked, and like when it closes, it locks automatically, and I forgot my keys. Because I went home, it was over reading week, I left my keys behind. So I got home back to the place. What is that sound? I got back to my place, and I realized I locked myself out of my room because I couldn't open the door and I didn't have my keys. So it was either I had to contact my family to mail my keys back to me, but in the meantime, I would just be stuck because post takes, I think, what, 2 to 3 days? I was like, yeah, I guess I'll just live on the couch then. I guess I'll just live here. It was fine because it's in the kitchen, and we had a couch outside, so I just slept on the couch with no blanket. I had my clothes because I just came back from reading week and I had a suitcase and stuff, but I was just locked out of my room. I couldn't get anything in there. I was just kind of like, yeah, okay. So anyways, what happened was that I was like, you know what? Let's see if I can get into my room anyway. So first of all, I went to my handy dandy best friend Google, and I said, Google, how on earth do I pick a lock? So then I was watching videos online on how to pick locks, and then this was a teeny little lock that I guess my bobby pins that I had wasn't, what's it called? They were too thick to get in the lock. The lock was kind of small. I didn't have like the special tools for it, so I tried using a bobby pin. The bobby pins were too thick and they wouldn't bend properly. So I was like, okay, bobby pins are not working. So I got a paper clip, and I got a paper clip out, and I was trying to bend the paper clip in like the right shape for it. But you know, when you're trying to bend something at that specific angle to make a hook, it's really, really hard to. So not only did I like try to get it at that right angle by using my hands, it took like me a good hour trying to pick this lock. I was trying to like bend it in the perfect position, and it wasn't really working because I had no tools on me. I had no wrenches, no pliers, just me, my pan. I was using like a frying pan to like try to bend stuff, and I had like the stuff in the kitchen, and then my teeth. So anyways, I was trying to bend it, and anyway, by the way, forewarning, don't do this. Don't use your teeth to open things. I learned the hard way. I chipped a tooth trying to bend it in the position. That didn't work. And I was just kind of like, oh man, oh. So, That's what happened. And then, yeah, I couldn't bend the paperclip in the right position, and I was trying to, like, get it to unlock, and it wouldn't work, so... I just ended up being locked out of my room for 2 days. That's what happened. That's the end of the story, that's the moral of the story. I tried picking a lock, I didn't have the tools, and then now I'm debating if I should ever invest in, like, I don't know, either dedicating myself to learning lockpicking with any tool possible that I can find, or just buying a dedicated lockpicking set and then teaching myself how to use it so that if I ever end up in that position again, I will just be like, hold up, 1 sec, baby girl. And I pull out my lockpick set out of my, like, pocket that I keep with me at all times because I'm preparing for the apocalypse. I pull it out of my pocket or my bag or my purse or whatever, and I'd be like, I always have this on hand forever. Anyways, next time the dentist saw me, they were not very happy. They were like, what happened to you? I was like, I was trying to open a package. Yeah. I didn't want to tell them it was a stupid reason, like I was trying to pick my door lock. I was trying to pick my door lock and I broke I chipped a tooth trying to bend a paperclip in the right position. I didn't tell him. That's what happened. That's what happened. I don't recommend anyways. I've learned a lesson. A valuable lesson. Don't open things with your teeth. Anyways. They fixed my teeth, by the way. My teeth are fine. They gave me, what's it called, like an enamel? Like an enamel patch. So they smoothed out my teeth. It was like a tiny little chip. They just like, I don't know, they straightened out my tooth. They use like an enamel bond and then they like patch that little gap or the little hole. And then they... I don't even know. What did they do? It wasn't enamel. It was... No, it was enamel. Something like that. Hello, welcome. Hi, Roasted Dad. It's been a while. How are you? Is it not too late for you? Is it a special occasion? But yes, that's what they did, and it was pretty fun. Like, you can't even tell. Like, if you look at me, if you look at my teeth, you can't tell that it's enamel, or that it's not my actual, like, not part of my teeth. Same time as you? Oh, 12:44. EST. Yeah, I am EST. Wow, I can see your teeth. Yeah. I do have teeth. I have teeth, yes. It's not too late for you? Because I remember you saying that, like, sometimes you have to go to bed at, like, I don't know, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 12 a.m., 12 midnight? I was just telling Emmy that, moral of the story, don't open things with your teeth. Don't open things with your teeth. It's not a good thing. I'm getting a little sleepy but can't sleep. Yeah. I have those reasons, but that's only when I take a nap in the middle of the day. That's only when I take a nap in the middle of the day and then I'm just kinda like, man, I'm awake. But it does help if I lie down. Gotta lie down and get, I don't know, get the ambient noises out and then close your eyes or something. But that's just me, I can sleep anywhere. I've always said, if ever I work 14 hours, is that legal? Today and I'm still on the work high, you know? Oh my god, that's insane. I don't think I could ever work 14 hours straight. I've always said, that if I were to ever get kidnapped and then they just put me in the back of a car and they blindfolded me and they drove around in circles, I would fall asleep. Like, they wouldn't even need to, like, use chloroform on me or anything. I would just fall asleep. They could just put me in the back of the car and just be like, yeah, let's just drive around in circles. And I'd be like, okay. For real, exactly. I fall asleep really easily. Especially in moving vehicles. I don't know what it is. There's just something about cars when they bump around and you're like, ooh, this is nice. Not buses for some reason though. Buses are a completely different story. Buses are a little bit too bumpy. I fall asleep in the car with 2-minute drives. Yeah. I could never be an Uber driver. Or like, I don't know, as an Uber passenger, I'd be like, I can't even drive not even 2 hours without falling asleep at the wheel. I get drowsy driving. I am not a good I am like the worst person. I need somebody to be in the passenger seat with me just to keep me awake. Moral of the story, never let go be your Uber driver. Exactly. Exactly. Never let me drive. Don't let me drive more than, I don't know, 40 minutes? An hour? You let me drive like an hour or more and I'll just start going like this. I just fell asleep. Oh my gosh, there's one time. Well, either that or just don't drive sleep deprived, because there have been times where I have been stuck in traffic and I have like multiple times just woken up with my eyes like drifting closed, and I would open them. And be like, I'm drifting really close to this car. But my foot was on the brake pedal because we were in traffic, so at least we weren't, you know, moving very fast. But multiple times during that drive, I had woken up and I was like, whoa, how long has it been? I have my normal 9-hour shift, then a 3-hour meeting with an hour of free time between the two. Did you like take a nap during that time? That sounds, I mean, as long as you enjoy your job. I don't know if I could. No, I ate. Oh, you didn't take a nap? No! I love my job, that's good. What do you do? If you don't mind. Are you self-employed? Do you, like, run your own business? What I am not, like, I need dedicated work hours is what I'm realizing. I could never work a job where it's just like, oh yeah, I work for 12 hours straight. Like, it'd be one thing if I really enjoyed what I do, or if it was on my own volition, but if it was something like, oh, you're gonna work on the, like, corporate for more than 8 hours overtime every day, I'd be like, I'm quitting. I work in a grocery shop as a cashier rapper. And then they're making you work 9-hour shifts? What the heck? That's insane. They should be giving you like 8. They should be giving you 6. That's a lot. That's a lot of hours. What the heck? Are they paying you overtime at least? That's like more than 40 hours per week. That's unhealthy. You need to unionize. You need to unionize. Join a union. That's unhealthy. Get better work hours. They need to pay you more. No, I work Fridays to Mondays. But still, that's like 9 hours. Not 40 hours. Isn't 40 hours like if you work... Listen, 8 hours times 5 is 40. You said you work at 9 hours, so 9 hours times 5, that's more than 40. That's 45, no. 9 times 5, no. 9 times 8. 9 times 8 is... 72? No. I don't know how to multiply. 7, 9, wait. Good, wait, 1 sec, let me get my hands. 7, 9. 9 times 8 is 64? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 81. That's 81. That's 81 hours if you work 9 hours every week for... Is that right? No, that's not right. That's 9 times... No. No, it's not. It should be 9 times 5, right? Because you're working 5 days a week. What am I calculating? I'm trying to calculate how many hours this guy works. I'm trying to calculate how many hours this guy works if he works 9... If he works 9-hour shifts in 5 days. It's not 81. It's... Yeah, it's 45. But if you were working like normal 8-hour shifts for 5 days, that's 40. Where is that 5 coming from? Why is it 9? How does this work? Do I need to get out like the... Do I need to get out the pencil? Do I need to get out the oops, not the Close to Paint. Do I need to get out the Microsoft Paint? MS Paint? No, I think it's, yeah, 9. Well, wait. 40... Yeah, 9 groups of 5 and then 5 groups of 9. I guess. I don't know how math works. So, that's still over 40 hours though. That's still over 40 hours per week. That's a lot. Do they pay you overtime? Sorry, my brain was trying to figure out how the heck they're getting like 9 times 5. 9 times 5 is 45. 9 times 8 is 40. I don't work 45 hours. I work on the weekend stuff. I don't even know how many hours you work in total. See, I work full time and I work like 8 hours every day. But I'm there for 9 hours because I get a lunch break. That's an hour and they don't count my lunch. And then I spend that hour, I spend my hour lunch, half of it, eating my lunch, and then the other half, I just sit in front of the director's office. I sit in front of the head honcho's office and then they see me every morning. Or every afternoon, I don't know, whatever. They see me every day at 12. And I'm like, hello. They know me now. I like stalk them. Around 30. I don't even know what your schedule looks like. That sounds insane. I don't think I could ever. I could never. That's a lot. I mean, as long as you enjoy it. Good for you. Good for you. That sounds tiring though. My schedule changes every week. I used to work at a grocery store. I have stories from that too. So I used to work as one of those food sampler people. And it was fun. I got to cook sometimes. They'd be like, oh, at this food, they call it a food demo. At this food demo, you are going to be selling or making grilled cheese sandwiches. And then they would give me like a little plug-in grill, and I'd have to move the cart over to like I'd have to walk around the store looking for an electric plug to plug my kettle into. Food and retail are hell. They really do. They really are, but it's great. It's kind of fun. Like, if you're not working there like almost every single day, it's kind of entertaining once in a while because you just get to stand there and be an NPC. I think that's fun. Like, if you're able to distance your mind out of the retail hell and you're able to get into that mindset of I am playing the best grocery store simulator of my life, IRL, then it is fun. It's like playing, you know, RPG simulator in real life. That's how, I don't know, what do you call? Fantasy brain pilled I am? Video game pilled? Simulator pilled? I don't even know. It's great, because you just stand there and you're like, wow, this really is just grocery store simulator. NPC simulator, because I would walk around. I would Raphael's bags and learn playing Tetris with good. Yeah, that's great, see? You've got the right mindset. I would walk around with a tray, literally. Like, you know those butler trays? I would walk around with a circular tray on my hand, my arm bent at an angle, and I would walk around with, like, not a towel over my other arm, draped over my other arm like a butler. I would walk around with, like, a bag. I felt like the little match girl. I felt like Goldilocks. It was great. I felt like a Little Red Riding Hood. I would have a bag in one arm of my samples, and I would have a tray with little food things on it, and I would walk around them, and I would like skip up to people, and I would slide in front of them and be like, hello, would you like gum? One time I had to do like a food sample for gummy worms of all things. I'm not gonna say the brand. Gummy worms. And the amount of people who would make unhinged comments towards that, like, oh, they would purposely walk up to me and say like things that were not related to anything at all. They would just be like, ugh, I don't want to sample because I think candy is for kids and I'm a grown-ass adult. And then they would walk away and I'm like, you didn't need to tell me that. I know, people are weird. Then again, this is a Walmart. Why? I don't know. These people are 80 and bitter. They're bitter and they're old. Okay, that's just their life. They're bitter on the inside and they feel the need to tell people. But yes, there's been very strange food samples that I've had to do. Like one of them, I worked for a company that did food sampling. So what happens is that they ship the what's it called, advertising stuff to the store beforehand. You arrive at the store, you walk straight into the back. You don't tell people while you're there. They just kind of look at you and they go, yeah, that's fine. So you go to the back of the store, the warehouse areas, and you look. They don't even tell you where the stuff is. You're supposed to wander around the warehouse and find things on your own. And you ever ask the workers back there, and you're like, hey, I'm looking for so-and-so stuff. And they look at you and they're like, what? What is that? And you're like, I am here to do a food demo and I'm looking for my stuff. And they're like, I have no idea where that is. So they just leave you alone and to wander the back of the store. And I'm like, okay, great. They just leave me here back by myself. I am dressed in like a white shirt and like black pants. And they don't care why I'm there. I'm not even wearing a visitor's badge. They don't care. And so you just wander around the back looking for stuff. And usually it's tucked into some random corner. And then you grab their stuff and you set up. But does just life, schools, it's confidence, really. You just walk into the back. They will not question why you're there. As long as you don't look like a normal, I don't know, like a normal citizen. As long as you don't look like someone who's there for shopping reasons. Like, you know, some people walk in and they're wearing flip-flops and they got their, like, 10-year-old t-shirt and like shorts. No, you gotta walk in and you gotta dress a little bit professional, and you just dress nicely. And they just look at you and they go like, yeah, I guess they're supposed to be here. They look like a worker. And you just walk around and you pretend that you're there for a reason, and they just don't care. But yes, I would walk around, and some managers don't dress professional. That's true. I don't know if I've ever been to a place where they haven't. I mean, I guess most of the time wherever I go, they're always wearing some kind of like official vest or some kind of badge that shows that they're supposed to be there, but very interesting things. Yeah, I was walking around the back, and then they just give you the most weirdest instructions. Like one of them, they wanted me to unpack a giant glass vase, buy fruit, real fruit, cut it in half, and then put it in the glass vase and use it as decoration. I said, why? I said, this is a horrible display. Or other times where they were like, okay, so we want you to suika fruit. It was for a, what's it called? A, how do I say? It was for a sparkling water company. I don't think it was alcohol, it's just sparkling water. Flavored sparkling water. And that is the display that they wanted for their store. And I was like, that is some very odd promotional thing. They just want to cut up fruit in a glass vase on the table with like the cans and all their stuff arranged around it in a specific way. But yeah, you receive really bizarre instructions like that, yeah. Or like one time I came to a store and it was a gas station. They wanted you to get the product off the shelves of a gas station convenience store and nothing. They had no supplies. Only like gloves. No, not even gloves. I don't even know what they had. They had nothing. No sampling cups. Just the instructions was to have the bag open and offer people candy straight up from the bag and be like, would you like to try this? And can you believe not one single person took that offer? Just standing near the front of the door with the open bag of candy and be like, would you like to try a food sample? Just take them from the bag. Horrible, I know. Bad. Yeah, it was one of the most boring demos ever. A horrible demo. Can you imagine if you ever go to a store and then there's just somebody standing at the entrance and they're like, would you like candy? Would you like a food sample? And you're like, sure. And then they show you the bag and they're like, grab some. Exactly, you want some candy and they just shake a bag at you and they're like, grab some, here you go, bare hands. You don't know where they've been. You don't know where the other person's hand's been. You don't know you don't know what's going on and you're like, no thank you. You know how suspicious that is? It's even worse when you're dressing professional too, because you look even more sketchy. Like, it's one thing, like, it's on a, like a scale. Like if you have somebody who's dressed really, really fancy, like button up, nice pressed white shirt, rolled up to your elbows, tie, black pressed pants, and, you know, polished leather shoes, right? And they go, hey, you want candy? You'd be like, what the heck? Because you are in a gas station parking lot. You're in a gas station parking lot and people are like, yeah, you want candy? Versus the other opposite end of the spectrum is just somebody like who looks like they haven't showered in 5 days, shaking a bag of candy at you going, hey, want some candy? And you're like, okay, I think this person's a I think this person's selling me something. This was not a Walmart. This is a gas station convenience store. It's even worse. Not a Walmart. It's a gas station convenience store. A tiny gas station convenience store, by the way. Like, you walk in, to your right is the counter, to your left is the wall of drinks in the refrigerator section, and in the middle is just a shelf of... I don't know, I'm really... Okay, we've got ads going on right now. I'm really bad at timing these things. Like, right in the middle is the aisle where all the chips and stuff are, so there's barely any room to stand. You have to walk around the aisles so that people can get around you. There's nowhere to, like, there's barely any place to just stay stationary. You just kind of have to wander the aisle, so it was really bad. I know, ad. I'm really bad at timing these things. Maybe next time I should give you guys a warning. You can, there's, what's it called? Captions? I have captions down here. You can see what I'm saying. If you can't hear me, you just see ads. You can just see my whatever I'm saying. Anyways, we're gonna wait for the people to come back. And in the meantime, I am going to... I don't know why I'm congested in Windows. Oh, I can't breathe out of one nose. What the heck? That's so odd. I think I sound weird. Do I sound congested? I can't tell. Do I? No. Maybe it's just me. I can't hear myself anymore. I still stream and I listen to myself with, what's it called? Voice monitoring on. And it has really screwed up my perception of myself. Not in a bad way, but it's more like, do I sound like this? I sound like this to my own self, and then I listen back to my VOD, I'm like, wow, I am like 5 times lower than I'm supposed to be. Or than I perceive myself to be, because I sound like this, and then I listen to my VOD, I'm like, wow, my voice is so low. Either I sound really low or I sound really high, and I don't know what it is. Or I listen to like 5 different VODs and my voice sounds different in every single one of them. Like, who are you? Oh yeah, I can't breathe. I can't breathe out of one nose. Or maybe I've never been able to breathe in that one nostril. Maybe it just switches back and forth. Did you know that's a thing? Did you know that's a thing where you like, your brain actually does switch back and forth between like breathing through one nostril and the other, but you don't know that you switch. It's until you think about it that it does. Wait, what? We're back! Yeah! Welcome back. I have switched my pre-rolls to play a 3-minute ad every hour so that we have no pre-rolls for that hour. So that if people come in, you know, they're not hit with a pre-roll that I cannot determine the length of. So that way we run a 3-minute ad every hour and we get a little break. I don't know, I still yap in between, but maybe next time I'll warn you guys. I'll be like, oh, we have ads coming up in a minute. And I stare at the dismiss button. I was just telling chat that... oh, Chad. Chad. I was telling chat that... you know, you actually breathe out of one nostril at a time. But you don't know that you're breathing out of one nostril until you think about it. But normally when you do like breathe passively, you actually are breathing. You're taking a majority of your air through one nostril. You are not using both nostrils at the same time. Isn't that weird? And it's not until you're congested that you really think about it that you're like, oh man, I really can't breathe out of one side. Oh man, I keep dripping water all over my keyboard. A part of me wants to start getting into like how condensation is formed, but I feel like we're not just built. I think a little too late to handle science streams at this time. Sorry, random topics just pop into my head and then I switch topics. I'm like, oh, let's talk about, I don't know, Guardians of the Galaxy. I like science. I like science too. I think science is great. Science rules. Bill Nye the Science Guy. Science. I blame, I don't know, I like to credit my love for science and all that stuff to Bill Nye the Science Guy. He was great. Stuff like, you know, the Magic School Bus, Schoolhouse Rock. An unfortunate thing about my name is a lot of streamers call me Cat, so when they say Chad, I often mishear. And so no worries. I will call chat Chad. You guys are chatter. Like chatter with a D. Chatter. Chatters. Chatting, exactly. You're chatting. You're just chatting, exactly, you're just chatting. You're chatting. You're chatting. Like, hey chatter. It's just Chad. Exactly. You're Alpha Sigma male. You're chatting. It's, I guess, I love how it's picking up on my captions as chatting, but really I mean like chatting. Stand back of the Chad. I'm sorry. Brain rot. I am the furthest thing from an alpha male, but you can be alpha male in your heart. As long as you believe and you have the passion and you have the will, you too can be an alpha male. You too. You can be the Chad in your heart. You can be the physical soul. What's it called? You can be the soul. What's it? No. You can, I don't know what it's called. What is that one Vine that goes like, on all levels except physical? I am, oh, you can be like that. On all levels except physical, I am an alpha male. You gotta get into that alpha grind set. Exactly. I should start an alpha male podcast. I am, look at me, I am the least thing from an alpha male. I'll tell you, I'll do it. I'll just sit here, I'll be like, yeah guys, #1 thing you gotta do. I don't know, what's the bro voice? Number one thing you gotta do. You gotta get into the right mindset. Like LeBron James. Gotta shoot for the stars. You know, #1 quote that LeBron James likes to say is, skibbity on that alpha male. Whatever. I don't know what he says. I don't know what alpha males sound like. What do people... I don't even know what they do on those podcasts. I never watch them. What do they say? #1 thing corrupting our society is... I don't know. Sigma males. Skibbity on that alpha male LeBron James. Exactly. Yeah. That's what he said, real. That's what he said, I was there, exactly. I was there in person when he said that. I had an interview with him personally, don't you know? Wise words, not fake news, exactly. I personally interviewed him. The only thing I know about LeBron James is that he's a basketball player, and that's it. I don't know. What was I talking about before? What was I doing? Sorry, my brain rot. My brain rot died. My brain gone. Oh, I was gonna talk about. Okay, two things. I had an idea. For. Well, not really. Like, I guess, what's it called? An interactive video. I think I was gonna pick maybe 3 endings, and I was just gonna write the endings first, and then write, like, the path they would take to get there. And I think that's the easiest way to go about it. And I think it'd be pretty interesting if you went about it, like, in a visual novel way that was, like, voiced. Yeah, a visual novel. A visual novel, but in a video format. So like an interactive story, but in the form of like a voice drama, I guess? Like a voice drama that's also with images and audio. So I would be editing like things like footsteps and like audio effects and sound effects, and I would also have like little visuals, you know, like a visual novel. And it would have like little things that pop up on screen, like little bubbles. You know, like when you're in a visual novel and you have that show up? Yeah, like a Pick Your Own Adventure. Exactly. So you would have stuff that pops up on screen saying like, oh, when they ask you a question on a dialogue, man, I'm hungry, maybe I should go get. And then the thing would pop up on screen and it would say, jump to this if you pick this option, and jump to this time if you pick this option, and it would take you throughout the video. And it would take you throughout the video and you would be able to kind of pick your own adventure, yeah. And it would be voiced and like all that. I think it'd be a really interesting video idea. It'd be interactive, it'd be like a good way of storytelling, and it'd be a little bit more interesting than just solely being like, you know those like voice drama that they have where they're going through like different scenarios where it's like, oh, POV, you are some random person going to a carnival, and the carnival circus clown girl gives you a balloon, and like the whole thing is just dialogue of you encountering this clown girl. It is a cool idea. I think it'd just be more interesting than just solely going through one set scenario. I think it'd be cool if you got through multiple. Because that way you can explore different, like, dialogues and ideas and scenarios in the same video. But I think if you were to just watch it through by itself, it'd be like, what the heck is going on? Yeah, I gotta figure out how to embed, not hyperlinks, but like time jumps. I guess I could embed hyperlinks. I don't know how to do that in a video. Like, I don't want to do it through separate videos. I want to do it in the same video. There are variations of it where it'll like take you to unlisted videos, but that sounds like a hassle. I'd rather skip to like specific, I could upload chapters and then it would like, you could jump to different specific time. What are those things? Timestamps. For certain areas. That would be interesting. I would have to map out the whole script and then edit. I'm not sure how to go about that yet, but I think it'd be an interesting thing. You could throw something together in Unity? I do not know coding well enough to do stuff in Unity. I could do it in RenP, I guess. RenP is kind of similar, or there's another program called Inker. There's also another one called... oh my gosh, I forgot the name. There's a couple. There's a lot of them out there. They're called interactive word-based games. There's a lot of them out there. That's just straight up words. They're quite long. There's pretty good ones out there. Unity's a little bit very complicated for something as lightweight as this. What is the other Twine. Yeah, Twine. Inkle Writer. Or, Text Adventures is another one, what they're called. Infinite Story. I believe what I used in the past was Inkle Writer, but there's also Twine. Those are two programs that you can use to write your own, choose your own story adventures. But yes, there's a lot of programs out there that exist for things like that. Yeah, and then if you want to create something with your own dialogue and pictures and all that and sound effects, RenP is a very, very old software that still works. It's free. It's pretty powerful. It does a lot of things, actually, that people use for making visual novels nowadays. I know there's other programs out there, but RenP has been around for a very long time and there's a lot of tutorials on it. So if I wanted to include my own visuals, I guess I could put it together in RenP, but it was something that I wanted to do without the stereotypical looking like otome game look. With the whole like dialogue box and then the save, load, whatever. Although I think one scenario would be really cool if I were to do like a plot in that kind of universe, like POV otome game. But if it's just for like a story scenarios and stuff like that, it would just be more, I guess, interactive story, not telling novel. And in a way, like there's a bunch of different kind of little stories that I want to try doing. Like one of them I wanted to do like a fantasy aspect, like D&D, or like another one would just be like cliche otome game novel where it's like, oh, you're in high school or whatever. That would be fun. Or just random, I guess, exploring different topics, like POV, you go to the grocery store. I don't know. Because I see a lot of those out there on Quizlets or something like that, where it's like, oh, spend a life in the day of... My brain keeps going to clowns. Spend a life in the day of a clown. Or, and then you would start off being like, welcome to your first day at the circus. Choose your talent or whatever. And then you would go through the different types of things during the day. Like, oh, maybe you want to do tightrope one day, and then maybe next time you want to do a balance beam, and the next one you want to do juggling or jump through hoops or whatever. That'd be an interesting way to tell stories. I don't know, there's a lot of things you could do out there for like interesting video concepts that I want to do. But at the same time, I'm kind of concerned because I have a lot of different ideas out there that do not relate to each other in any way, and I feel like YouTube would be like, what the heck is this girl trying to do with her channel? Like, one section, I'm like, yeah, let's make tutorial videos and talk about music and production and all that. And then the other side, we'll write our own stories, we'll create our own voice dramas, we'll do all these things with like art and like written stuff and like lore and storytelling and all that stuff, like fiction. What do you do? The visuals would be live action or drawn or 3D? Maybe a mix. Like I would get, if I needed to draw like a specific character or an NPC, I could just get it off of like a PNG, like a free stock image or something for backgrounds, and then for like frontground characters or like side characters, I could draw them. You know, like random NPC characters I would draw, or if I needed like a specific thing. Like I would try to make it as simple as possible because I don't want to like put too much effort into it, but backgrounds would probably be stock images. There's a lot of free stock images out there. And it would be like super simple stuff like, oh, background is like a stage, and I would just literally have just a PNG of a stage and like a single microphone, and then you would just pretend that there's something there. Yeah, this is not a high quality production. This is just simple like storytelling. And then I guess I would voice everything myself. Or I would try to, and it'd be really fun for me because I like to I wanted to try my hand at voice acting too, so it creates a way for me to like try different things. It gets the idea across. Yeah, it does. I think it'd be pretty cool. Yeah. I think it'd be pretty interesting. I think it'd take... Well, for my first time trying to do it, I think it would take me a while to like get it down and try to like figure out how to work it out, but I think once they try and like do it for the first time, it's gonna be like super scuffed, but I think it'd be pretty interesting. You know, your first ideas are always the most scuffed or like bad, and then the more you do it and then like try different things and you're like, oh, I'm getting better at this. Like another idea that I wanted to do was I like talking about music production. I like talking about like choices that producers or people who write music take when it comes to their music. I like learning about like chord theories, I like learning about music theories and all that. But I also like learning about art theories, like why do people do certain types of coloring, how to do mid-tone coloring, how to analyze certain artist styles. I have a lot of interests. Like I want to do music composition, I want to talk about like music composition. I want to talk about like different things. I really want to learn music, but it hurts my brain. It's not that hard. Just imagine that put down a note, any note, put it on a major key. Put down a note, but skip a key. Put it up, move it up 2 spaces, bam. Put it up another 3, bam, major chord. Move 1 down, put it on the opposite end, minor chord, done. Easy. You don't need to know music theory, you just gotta know how to slap notes perfectly. You see the music goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Slap a note on a chord, and you go bam, E, and then you count 2 notes above it, including the what they're called, those half steps. So you go, let's say you go E, and then you go down 2, and that brings you to C, and then you bring down 2, and that brings you to F, and there you go, C chord. E, actually no, that's an F chord, I don't know what it is. I'd have to look at the piano, but yeah, easy. Easy clap, easy. Would you ever go into game dev? I don't know, not really. I like game dev as a... I wouldn't create my own game. I don't even know what kind of game I would want to create. Maybe for like storytelling reasons, I like writing rather than game dev. I have helped on the game dev spectrum though. I've done a lot of playtesting. But when it comes to like games specifically, I don't even know what kind of games there would be. I have ideas for things. I have a lot of ideas, but there's not something that I would like go out of my way to do, because game involves a lot of coding. It involves a lot of what's it called? A lot of coding, and I'm not good at that. I'm not good at coding. I can work off of programs that have already been made. If it exists and I know how to use it, then I will use it. But if it's something I have to create from scratch, I don't know. I struggle with that. But I would totally be down to like help people create stories or stuff for games. I have done that before. Coding is way easier than drawing and art? I think that's the opposite. I think drawing is easier. I think drawing and art is way easier than coding. It's way easier. Coding is complicated for me. I look at it and it looks like a different language. That's like gibberish to me. That's like French. And French grammar sucks. Trust me, I have tried learning code a long time ago. I tried learning C++, I tried learning Python. I know how to do the most basic world entry code ever, which is hello world. And that is all I remember. That's all I remember. And I was like, yep, I don't understand what the heck this is. I know how to tinker with code. I've done it before for my own chat widgets and stuff. I know how to copy and paste JSS codes. I know how to read stuff. I know like generally what things do, but when it comes to trying to edit things and write code of my own, then I get lost. The most I've ever done to writing my own original code is when I was working in Inker, trying to get pathways to connect to each other. So it would be like enter, and then the little arrow key. This goes to bracket this subject, and this takes you to this route, to this line, and then jumping it around. Did I not play with RenP? Not RenP, I've worked with Inker. Not RenP specifically, I've worked with Inker. And Inker is kind of similar. Yeah. Honestly, RenP at the moment is a little complicated for me. Or, I need to watch a tutorial. I mean, I think it's funny that I say that when I personally have gone into, what's it called? What is that program I was using? I went into AviUTL, and that thing looks like it was made in the early 2000s. But it is a great software for video editing. And that thing is horrible. I've used DaVinci Resolve. That thing's also black magic. Or like opening up FL Studio for the first time, or Clip Studio Paint, and you're like, ah yes, all these little settings. I'm sure it's something I could learn, but it's not something that I want to. Although I think it would do me good, because coding is really easy once you get it. There's about 20 concepts you need to know, then you can make pretty much whatever you want. I would love to learn how to code, because there's a lot of, like, you know how many cute things I would be able to make for assets if I knew how to code? Like, I could make my own little chat box. I could make my own assets. I could add little art PNGs to things. I could create, like, I don't know, chat boxes, or like assets, or like different kinds of overlays, pop-ups on screen. I could teach you if you want it, up to you. Ooh, that would be cool. Because I read codes, because you know how you, when you get a code, right, and then you copy and paste it, they tell you the stuff that's in there. I don't know how to read it. I don't even know. Looks like magic to me, but I'm sure. And then you look online and nobody ever tells anything about it. Isn't that weird? I look online, I'm like, how do people create chat widgets? Like, how do people create, like, things like this, my current chat widget over here? How do people create things like this up here, my clock? How do people create this thing over here, my star thing that counts followers? How do people do that? I don't know. It looks like magic to me, and then it stops working. It just stops working. Like, the other day, I tried editing, I used Firefox, right? I went into Firefox, and the right-click menu is super complicated. Like, you've got back, forward, reload, bookmark, save page as, save page to pocket, select all, take screenshot, view page source, impact, accessibility properties, inspect, and all of that, like tab dash. I'm like, I don't need to see all this stuff, so I was trying to look online on Reddit and GitHub to see if I could find a like a code to remove all of these things from the right-click menu. And the only two options it gave me that I was trying to put the code in was like this code hashtag whatever, what's it called, ignore. And whenever I tried entering that command in, it would either display nothing at all, which I'm like, no, I still want the option to, I don't know, copy and paste things or save images to where it's supposed to go, or inspect, but I don't need the rest of the stuff there. I'd only want like specific ones to show. But it would either show everything or it would show nothing, and I don't know what's going on. And the most I have done coding-wise is to change the appearance of Firefox to look like Opera. And that's it. Anything else was like complicated. See, I can copy and paste code. I can like mishmash code together. I can edit stuff, but when it comes to writing things. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. That people guard those things like it's a secret. They guard it like it's, I don't know, like secret tomes of magic. Like I look online, I'm like, how do people code chat widgets? How do people code assets for like OBS and stuff like that? And then nobody talks about it out there. It is like non-existent. And it's kind of odd. Which language is this in? Do you know? JSS. CSS. CSS, JavaScript, and I believe... it's like under 3 things. When you upload things into this program, it does that. JS, CSS, and let me look at my files. Chat. HTML. Yep, HTML. JS, CSS, and HTML. Yep, 3 of them. Let's see here. And then if I look at my clock, I can read the CSS, and it looks like magic to me. Look at this. It's just bottom 1% transparent pronoun, blah blah blah, calc, center, gap, 100% with display, flex, flow, column, wrap, justify, content, layer, content, align, center, calc, version, stuff like that. And I'm like, wow, I have no idea what that's saying. So to me, I'm pretty sure it has a purpose. I'm not good at CSS, no worries. I don't understand anything at all. I have heard though that Python and CSS, not CSS, sorry, C++ and Python are one of the most easiest things to learn. Where did you save to? I have heard that they're pretty easy to learn, but when it comes to like things like JavaScript or CSS, they're pretty complicated. Where did you save to? C++? No. Python? Absolutely, yeah. What the heck? What the heck? What the heck? Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm looking at something right now. I'm trying to download. Whoa, huge. It's very important and powerful. It's super fast. C++? Really? I know a lot of things use C++. Yeah, my bad. I'm just trying to move this to here. Oh no. Oh no. I don't want a shortcut. Delete. You know what I've always been saying for a while? I need to reorganize my OBS. No worries. I just downloaded a chat box for free. If you guys want a free chat widget out there, there is one by Tetsu on Twitter. A Valentine's Day widget. It's very pink and cute. I just like downloading chat widgets. I don't really use them. But if ever in the future I want to change, I don't know, change up my chat widget appearance. Here it is. That's what it looks like. Because right now I have this one. I think it goes with my current overlay, but if I ever wanted to change in the future, I could. I don't know, I like my current background right now, but eventually one of these days I do want to change my background. My overlay. to a actual like an animated one. I want to make a room. I actually do have one. I made one in Clip Studio, and I have to convert everything to line art and then color it in, so. Or I can draw over it, but I feel like that would take a lot of work. Yeah, one of these days I need to get on that. I've currently been working on my emotes. I've been working on my panels, and eventually I have my priority list set like this, like panels and emotes first, and then I'm gonna draw my background, my overlays. And then I was gonna create like a starting soon overlay, and then I was gonna create an ending screen overlay. And then I was gonna like break out the free version of Live 2D and try to like figure out how to use that. Which I think would be fun. I've always been wanting to like learn how to do Live 2D and stuff. So I think that'd be a great way to learn. Like just do animated, just simple animations, like animated backgrounds, animated assets and stuff like that. I think that'd be cool. Yeah, but that's on my list of, I suppose, things I want to do. Live 2D scares me. It does too, it does look intimidating, but I feel like I would enjoy it. I think it looks fun. Personally, I think it looks quite fun. Because you get to select like areas around your assets and then upload it. Or like move things around and get it to move wherever you want it to go. And because you're working with such large files, pixelation doesn't really happen because you're working on a smaller scale. Like obviously if you're going to stretch an object like super wide, it's going to look distorted. But most of the time you're moving things like in small increments and it doesn't get blurry. Which is cool. I want to use it to make like simple assets. Like I have a plan to make a what's it called? Like moving, like simple things, like moving what's it like? Just a simple like clouds moving in the background, or like a hair asset or something like that. Or even simpler, like a little mascot, like a little character moving. Which I see people create those, and they do look fun. Like my chicken. I don't have my chicken with me right now, but I have this like little rigged chicken asset that I have on that I use once in a while. I also have like this cat. I think OpenToonz has that too, but it might be more technical. OpenToonz is, I like to think of it as a moving version of, not Pit Crew, in a way I guess Pit Crew, but like a moving version, puppeteering version of, what is that software called? What is that software called? I'm trying to think. I don't even remember. It reminds me of this one software I used to use a long time ago to make informational videos. I don't know what it was called, but it was like this software where you could drag preset assets to specific spots, and you could do like character, drag, tier, move, position, and it would look like an arrow dragged across the ground, and it was like from this position to this time position, move character who has a walking animation, and they move to this section, and then a speech bubble pops up in this specific position at this specific time point in the timeline. Stuff like that, complicated things. And that's how it would move. And that's what OpenToonz reminds me of. Like, PNG Tuber Plus. That's what OpenToonz reminds me of, because the facial expressions that move and like across the characters' faces, they kind of swap out like that. If you've ever looked at the layout of OpenToonz, they move around like PNG Tubers. Maybe a little bit more smoothly, but it looks like that in their software. Live 2D works in the same way as DaVinci Resolve does, in the way that DaVinci Resolve is very nodes based. I was looking at Live 2D and the structure of it, and it's very, very similar. So let's say that you want starting open animation to be at this nodule. So this nodule default basic look would be like this, mouth closed. And then when you want it to be at 100% for mouth open, you would do this. And then in the middle, you would do something like this. So when it goes from 0 to, like, it goes off of 0 to 1. So like 1 is like this, which is max. So because it goes from open to close, and that's your parameters, that's how it works. So you do that for every single moving object on your Live 2D thing. So whether it be like when eye is open, this, and then you create groups too. So when eye is closed, this happens. And all the things that are grouped together as a part of that, that is what those objects move under that parent. Parent and child deformers. I am explaining Live 2D. So that's how Live 2D works. It's just node based. So based off of 0 to 1. So 0 is the specific position versus this specific position. And you just kind of set it to that. And then they all work together. And then you can do complicated things to it, but I'm not going to get into that. Like gluing and masking and all that. It's not that hard. I want to get into it. Yeah, I could explain to you like DaVinci Resolve. I think DaVinci Resolve is quite fun too. Have you seen the Excel speedruns? People do Excel for fun. People speedrun Excel. There's people out there, it's like competitive gaming. People are out there just straight up Excel max. I don't know why I keep using this terminology. What's wrong with me? I'm like brain rotted. Excel pilled. Speedrun what text? Excel. So you know Microsoft Excel. Sorry if I'm a bit monotonous. I got 4 hours of sleep and I'm in the same time zone as you. No, go to bed. Go to bed. You know what I need? I need like a hand asset pointing at the screen, like go to bed. Sleep. Oh my god, it's like almost 2 a.m. for you. Why are you up? Nar. Yar. Yar, I'm a pirate. Yar. Streamer. Oh, you... No. Go to bed. Go to bed. There is always what? Always time for sleep. Always time for eat. That's what I always do. I'm like, sometimes I'm like, man, do I want to stream or do I want to go to bed? Once in a while I'm like that, but most of the time I'm like, yeah, I'll just be on here, I'll just yap. Other times I just kind of want to like stare at stream, like, I don't know. My gosh. My screen is dirty. Holy moly. I just cleaned it too. Ew. I just cleaned it and it's all dirty. Don't you hate when your screen is... I'm looking at my like screen right now and I'm like, wow, it is... I did not realize it touched my screen this much. But yes, I would recommend bedtime. Or not. You see, you gotta commit. If you're gonna go to bed, you gotta go to bed now. And if you don't, we're just gonna sit here and we're gonna, like, not go to bed for 3 hours. I wish I could, I wish I missed the times when, oh my god, Miku, your arms move. Sorry, I'm like playing with random things on my desk. I miss the times when I would just stream for like 6 hours straight. I kind of miss those hours. That was fun. I'll go in like 10 minutes. Good. Miku, yeah. I have this little Miku on best. I have like 5. I have like 5 Mikus on my desk. Jealous. They're tiny. They're tiny. They're cute. They were actually not that bad. Not that bad. Not that expensive. Maybe at most like $10. Maybe 20. I bought them off eBay. Secondhand. Actually, no. 2 of them I bought off of Mercari. Mercari and eBay. Like a mix of those. And it's so funny, like texting sellers about these things, you're just kind of like, hey, is this available? Or like negotiating prices. That's always fun. That's always fun to do on eBay. Like I always feel like a hacker when I go on to like easysnipe.com and then I put in like the whatever eBay sniper for bids and auction. I'm like, I always feel like, yeah, I'm in. Are they just generic Miku or are they from a specific series? They are from specific series. So I have the Huggy Miku 2023 edition. She's got like a magnet in the back of her head. She's kind of cute. She's sitting. The Huggy Miku, and then I also have 2 of this one specific artist. I don't know their name. They're from like little pop-up stores. And then I have the Cinema Roll little mini standee. The Cinema Roll Miku standee, where she's like sitting. And then I also have a Racing Miku little mini standing figurine / keychain from their 15th anniversary collab. So I have like a lot of little standing acrylics. Like very, very tiny acrylic standees. And I also have just normal, I don't know. Most of them are just keychains or tiny standing figurines or acrylics. And I have this Miku keychain that just hangs on my microphone. They are all official merchandise, sold by, I guess, CFM. Yeah. Very cute. I have seen a lot of really, really cute merch of Miku sold, and I'm like, wow. I kind of want to get like more Miku merch and like stuff like that from artists, but depending on like the art style, sometimes I'm just kind of like, eh. But other times I'm like, wow, this is a really nice art style. Like I usually only get stuff or pieces from artists that I like the art style of. Like I wouldn't get something just solely because it's Miku, but I like just because I like the artist and I like the art style. But yeah, most of them are from collabs from like different series. Although I've been eyeing the recent, what's her name? Snow Miku. GameStop is awesome for models? Ooh. I've been eyeing the recent Snow Miku for, was it 2025? 2024? No, 2025, yeah. She's so cute. I love her mouth. She's got like little fangs. She's the rock Miku. I don't know what she is. She's like an icicle / rock gem Miku. She is so cute. Her hair looks like toothpaste and she's got little fangs and like a cat mouth. Oh, she's so cute. She's so cute. I've been seeing a lot of fan art of her recently. I think it's because they're finally releasing music events for her on their official YouTube channel. There's a lot of songs coming out for her. The 2025 Snow Miku whatever thing. Also, I think they recently had a Sanrio collab between Hatsune Miku and Snow Miku with Kurumi and I believe Cinnamoroll. But yeah, most of the stuff I buy is online. Holy crossover, I know, right? Sanrio and Miku. Oh, I mean, they had a Sanrio Miku collab in the past. Like last year, 2022, they had their Cinnamoroll that went viral because of her iconic hairstyle. That was pretty big for a while. And then I guess they decided to continue it by going from Snow Miku to Kuromi and more Sanrio characters. Because they know that, you know, Sanrio is pretty big in Japan. Sanrio was very big in Japan. And then they decided to like mix it with Miku. Because I think right now Miku is getting pretty famous. Have you seen? She's in a lot of games now. As of recent, they've put her in a lot of different things. They released Miku Boxing, and then that kind of... They released, because of Project Sekai. Project Sekai got pretty big, and then there's Miku in there. Then they had, like, Miku in Fortnite, and then they also had Miku in, what is that car game called? Turbo? Something Turbo? The Switch game too. Yeah, Miku Boxing. Or, is it Miku Boxing? Yeah, Miku Boxing is she Switch? Yeah, she is Switch. There's a lot of Miku games that were released recently. Or not recently, but within the past 3 years. There's a lot of Miku. Miku's getting pretty big. And I think it's so funny watching people who don't know who she is going like, oh my god, who is this like cringe anime character? World is mine. Exactly, she is my queen. Good for her. I love watching gamers seethe and like mauled over this random anime character, and everyone's going like, oh my god, she's so like, I don't like her. And I'm like, well, she is great. I love watching people who play Fortnite going like, who the heck is this? They should have added so-and-so character. Why is this character in here? I've never even heard of her. I'm like, oh honey. You don't know. She's like, oh, a huge internet celebrity, more famous than anybody else. She's iconic. She's been around for so long. When did she first come out? She's like over... People are upset with me? Not really, no. But it's just that one specific corner of people online who are like... Not mad about the Miku skin, but just more like salty that whatever character that they enjoy is not getting added to the game. Like some people are like, oh... I don't even know what has been added to Fortnite. Some people are like, oh, who is this random anime girl character? I want Skullface or like Sans from Undertale to be in Fortnite. Why are they picking this character? So-and-so stuff like that. It's just more people who are upset that she's in the game rather than their own character that they enjoy. It's more of that kind of sentiment. Not sentient. She is not sentient. She is not sentient. She is not fourth wall breaking. But yeah. I haven't played Fortnite. I have not downloaded the game. I don't know if I ever would. Because I don't know how Fortnite works. There's a couple games that I want to play, but at the same time I'm like, do I want to play it for like 2 hours and then never touch it ever again? And that's me when I look at people play Path of Exile and when I look at people play Marvel Rivals. Those are the two games that I see people playing right now, and I'm like, they look fun, but I'm not sure if I would get into it. Like, maybe I would play Path of Exile when it comes out for free. I know they said they were releasing it around June of this year. So I'm like, do I want to pay like $30-something to play the pre-release version, or do I just wait for it to come out for free when they fixed all like the bug patches? But I can build really absolutely broken characters and save a lot of money. Who knows? But it's like $30, so I don't know. Or like when I see people play Marvel Rivals and I'm like, oh, it looks so much fun. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure there's people out there who either horrible at the game because they insta-lock characters like Spider-Man, and you're like, please, everybody stop picking. Stop picking. These characters, you're not doing us any favors. We're all gonna die because nobody's winning. Stuff like that. It's like, I don't care. Stop insta-locking this character, you suck. You suck at this character, why? I've never played Fortnite either. Never found anything super interesting about it. I've heard from different people that there's different game modes. I've heard from different people that, uh-oh. Ad starting in 2 minutes and 56, 55, 54 seconds. Uh-oh. Warning. Ad coming up. 2 minutes, 45 seconds. Yeah, I've never played Fortnite either, but I've seen it, people describe it as something a little bit like Roblox, where in Roblox you have different types of mini games. Like some people like going on there for, is Best Dressed still relevant? People play like the little horror mansion game on Roblox. People play, I don't even know what that game is. The one where you run away from a monster. People play, what, Skyblock? I'm thinking of Minecraft. People play Best Dressed. People play like, Fall Guys or something like that. There's like, whatever version. Doors? I hate that I know that. I don't know. I don't know the names of these things, but yes, there's stuff like that out there. So I would say Fortnite is a little bit like that, where there's a lot of different kinds of game modes. And like, you could do your own custom lobbies or custom games. So it's a little bit like that in a way, but I personally don't play Fortnite because I find it to be filled full of children. And like, I don't want to be around that. I'm sure there's people like who are normal on there, but like most of the stuff that I've seen about Fortnite that people talk about is like a very specific demographic that I don't really want to be around. Toxic gamers who are kids. Add in 1 minute. I'm just gonna continue yapping. But yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I would ever play Fortnite. I considered it only for the Miku collab right now, but at the same time, I think you have to buy the skin. And if I have to buy a skin for a game that I'm not gonna play in the future, I don't know if I would do that. The Venn diagram for that is almost a circle. What? Toxic gamer kids and children? Toxic gamers and children? On one hand, we've got toxic gamers. On the other hand, we got kids. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's normal kids out there. I'm sure there's, like, kids who just want to play with their friends. But yes, the overlap between, like, crazy people is definitely there. Hey, hi, welcome Jada Shira. How are you? I'm so sorry. There's an ad. I'm so sorry. Pre-roll just shut. Ad just came in. I'm so sorry. Hold up. Can I like communicate with you guys from the void? From the ad void? I know like Twitch does this thing where... Hold up. Uh-oh. Let me put this on. Let me put this on my giant screen so that people who are in ad break right now is probably like... Has it showed up? I don't know if you guys got hit with the ad yet. Or if it's taken a while. I'm just gonna put this here. Right in big letters. Not yet, okay, well, now there it goes. I guess I'll just continue talking. Not yet, there we go. Now it goes. Yeah. Ads now, yeah, I'm sorry. Do I need like a disclaimer pop-up that shows up whenever I have an ad ready? I should get one. I should be like, hello, people who are watching an ad right now. I run an ad to disable pre-rolls because they're really annoying. And when people have a pre-roll, they show up on stream and I cannot control the length of pre-rolls. So would you rather have a... Really? That's how short it was? Wow, I'm surprised. Usually my ads are like 30 seconds. They're supposed to be 3 minutes, but that's pretty short. I should have like a little disclaimer that pops up on my screen that's like, sorry about the ad. I roll ads, you know, every hour because it makes me to turn off pre-rolls, and when people get hit with pre-rolls, some people are like, I just got 8 ads back to back pre-roll. And then I'm not gonna stick around because I don't want to watch like 3 minutes of ads. You can throw me back in the ad pit if you want to. No, don't do that. I don't even know if I can. I don't think so. That's interesting. I didn't know you could do that. Are you on like PC or mobile, or do you have an ad blocker? Who knows? It doesn't matter. I mean, I don't really care about monetization from ads. I'm not really here for that monetization. I have been streaming for like quite a while. Well, not really often, but I have been streaming for a while. And the amount of money that I get from Twitch isn't very much. From ads specifically, like, let's say I stream for 3 hours, it's like 50 cents. And I'm like, yeah, that's sad. So no. Yeah, oof. I don't get much money because I have it set to, well, I previously had it set to the lowest amount possible. So it would be, I think 30 seconds of ads every, I believe, what was it? Hour? 30 seconds every hour, or half hour, I don't remember what it was. And it would disable pre-roll for maybe 20 minutes. Not even 20 minutes, it would 15 or 14 minutes. And it would turn the pre-rolls back on, and it was fine because I that's the lowest possible amount it would let me. But I've heard things from different people saying like, oh, I don't like pre-rolls, or like the only way to turn off pre-rolls is to just run a 3-minute ad every hour. And when you do that, when you run a 3-minute ad every hour, right? It disables pre-rolls for the entire hour, and it also I don't know, it gives streamers a little bit of a break to just be like, okay, for 3 minutes nothing's gonna happen and we're just gonna like talk casually, or I'm just gonna go run to the bathroom really quickly, or I'm gonna go grab water or take a drink. Especially if you're gaming, it gives like people a reminder to like get up and like do something else. So during ad breaks, yeah, intermission for the show. Be like, yeah, get up, do something, stretch. Even though like half the time I just sit here and I just yap throughout the entire ad break. I just yap throughout the entire ad break. That is me. And then people going like, uh-oh, ad. I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't be doing anything during the ad break. I should just be sitting here like... water. I don't know. And this is the first time I've turned on the 3-minute ad every hour. Before, I've always had it at the lowest amount, so I'm gonna see how it works. I'm gonna see what it does. If it really makes like a difference, if people prefer that over the other one, who knows? I don't even know. And then I come back after the ad, you talking about nostrils in no context. Listen, it's always a fun experience, isn't it? You never know clicking into my stream, I have people coming in and being like, what the heck is this girl yapping about? And then I'm like, welcome. This is a normal day. This is a normal day. Every single time we come on here, we just talk about the most random things. Like I have talked about... Earlier today, we were talking about flavored condoms. I was gonna talk about my flavored condom ranking stream. Huh? Yeah. I was telling chat. I was telling chatters. Chatters. I was telling chatters. I was telling y'all that I walk around with like random, okay, I got them at a festival because they were passing out free condoms, right? And I was like, I want one of every flavor that you have. So now I walk around with like my bag filled with condoms because I don't know where to put them. I don't want to put them in a room because then somebody's gonna walk into my room and be like, why do you have flavored condoms on you? And I'd be like, that's awkward. So now I walk around with them in public, so I'm not sure if that's worse. Like if somebody ever steals my bag, they're gonna open it up to find nothing but chocolate, pens, notebooks, and 17 flavored condoms. I've got like 2 of each. Like almost 2 of every flavor, so not that many. I have like maybe 10. I was telling Chad, I was like, I was gonna have a hand cam where I was just gonna pull them all out of my bag and I was just gonna put them on my desk and be like, today we're gonna be flavor tasting these condoms. And I was just gonna stick the whole thing in my mouth and then maybe try to make a balloon with them. That was my idea. It's fun! I was gonna make little balloons and tie them off and be like, look guys, colored balloons that are flavored, and then I gotta like stick the whole thing in my mouth and chew it like bubblegum. And then I was gonna rank them by flavor, be like, well, this one kinda sucks. This one tastes funny. I would recommend this one if you guys don't like this flavor. That's what I was gonna do. Isn't that great? That was my idea. One of these days. I need something to do with them in my bag. They're just there. I figured if I'm gonna have them, I might as well try tasting it. I have them. I wanted to try the flavors. And I don't know what else I would use them. I just want to stick the whole thing in my mouth and be like, lick. Secret snack if you're lost in the woods. Exactly. Stick one in your water. Flavored water. Although I'm not sure if the lubricant on there would affect like water texture. Probably not. What do they make them think like? They're not oil based, right? I don't think so. I don't think the lube that they put on there is like oil based, so I think it should be like water based. Is it? Who knows? It shouldn't be because oil would dissolve the latex, so maybe water based. That would be nice, and then you can put it in your water, flavored water. Like a little flavored water tablet. So you just, and then you know, if you're ever, you can like spit it out like gum. You can chew on it. You can use it as a little baggie. You can store stuff in there like a little pocket. Once you've sucked all the flavor off. Once you got all the flavor off of them like a pack of gum, you just spit it out and you're like, okay, I can use this as multiple things. I can use it as... I was gonna look it up, but I don't want that on my search history. What? Condoms? Flavored condoms? There's a lot. Or like what to do with a flavored condom. I was telling people. Not people. I was telling people. I guess people, yeah, people. I was explaining to somebody what a dental dam was. And that the fact that you could make one out of a condom. And then they were horrified. They were like, why do you know this information? I was like, because I paid attention to sex ed. Flavored condom lubricant chemistry. What is search? What is search? Can you imagine? Somebody goes into your search and why the heck do you have that? I will search it up if you won't. I'll do it. What is flavored condom tube type. They just say condom safe lubricant, silicone or water based. I don't know what the chemical break makeup is, but silicone or water based. I would assume it's safe to eat because obviously they make them for oral ingestion. They make flavored lube too. You know what I've always wanted to try? Not wanted to try, but like I think it, not that I would want to do this to somebody or have it done to me, but I think it'd be really interesting. Like sometimes I see people and I have certain thoughts that are intrusive. Not that I would ever want to do it because I think it's kind of gross. Ban bots. When I see people with like really, with like, I don't know, really deep belly buttons, like you know how some people when you go to like a bar and they're like, oh, body shots, right? There's like a part of me that's just kind of like, oh, they've got like the perfect belly button to pour liquid into and drink out of, I guess. So I don't know, there's some part of me that's kind of like, Not that I would ever want to do it to somebody. I think that'd be like the horrible experience to ever go through because I'm really ticklish. I don't know, I wouldn't want that to be. But sometimes I have thoughts, I'm like, oh, interesting. I think it'd be interesting. I think it'd be cool. Don't you think it'd be fun? Don't you think it'd be fun? What happened? I mean, maybe. Yeah. I think it'd be cool. Well, no, I don't know. Would I want to watch? No. Would I want to do it? No. But I think the idea in like, just the idea of it would be interesting. Like the concept would be fun. Would be funny to me. Like not in like a funny way, but like in a like, oh, that's a thing. That's interesting. Oh my god, there is this one specific clip from a movie. Sounds good on paper, not in practice. Exactly. Like the concept of this one thing, I don't remember where I saw it from. I don't know if it was from an anime or it was from an animated series or it was from a TV show, but like the most cursed thing I've ever seen that they did was like they had like the whole, it was like a crotch shot. Like they had the girl sit on her legs, like on her like her legs underneath her. They had her put her thighs together. And then she was like naked, and then they poured like alcohol in her lap, and I guess like she had body hair down there, and then they called it like, I don't know what they called it, something about seaweed, and I just remember being like, oh god, it's gross. And this was a long time ago. Yeah, it was weird. It was odd. And that lives rent-free in my head once in a while. I don't know what it was from. Some kind of movie. But I saw that when I was, I don't know, pretty young. Maybe when I was in high school. And I remember thinking like, that is a thought. Same for me, thanks. You're welcome. You're welcome. I don't remember what it's called, but I'm sure you can look it up. I'm pretty sure it exists out there. It was weird. It was strange. It didn't help that, like, it was meant to be like some rich guy going to like hiring prostitutes or whatever and being all like, oh, we've got this cool exotic drink. And then they did that. And then they were like, ah, yes, look at me flaunt my wealth with pretty women and rich, like, fancy alcohol. And I was just kind of like, okay, that's interesting. That's odd. That certainly is a concept. Whoever thought of that? I'm pretty sure it exists out there. Like the whole thing where it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna have. Did you know there is a thing out there where like you can pour milk and cereal into somebody's mouth and you could just eat it out of their mouth like with a spoon and be like, yeah, human cereal. I hate that. It's a thing. These things exist. They exist. It happens at frat parties. Or not even frat parties, just random house parties. Random things like this. Cursed images. You get saliva in there? That's the point. The point is to have saliva in there. Not good. Just that it exists. Just know that somewhere out there, somebody in the world has tried it. You know, you could like pour alcohol in somebody's mouth and be like, stick a straw in there. It exists. There's stuff out there like that. Mouth soup, exactly. Can you imagine going to like one of those avant-garde restaurants? You know those super like fancy avant-garde restaurants, and can you imagine them like handing you not a real person, although I think it would be interesting if it was a real person, but like a person, like a mannequin. I could see this happening as one of those like really weird, fancy, rich, avant-garde, artsy restaurants where they bring you a head or like something, and then they open up the mouth and they're like, here you go, here is your French onion risotto reduced fat with cucumber foam and cheese with 3 dots of sturgeon caviar and I don't know, like a single dumpling. Enjoy. And then you look down at your restaurant meal at this fancy art restaurant. Least fancy French food item, I guess. You look down at the thing and it's like a head with hair, and then the eyeballs are staring directly up at you as their mouth is like that. And you're just kind of go, well, I guess I'm gonna eat out of this person's mouth now. And you're like, wow, this is a really good quality. This is a really good quality, well-made bowl. And it looks realistic, right? And it's got like, maybe they put a wig on there, maybe they make it like out of, not porcelain, they make it out of like silicone so it feels like a real head. And they mold it to kind of feel like flesh and stuff. And they paint it really realistically, so you're looking down at the thing, and then if you want to drink the little bits of the soup out of the bowl, you gotta pick up the head and make mouth-to-mouth contact with the guy. I'm cooking. I think that'd be a great restaurant concept. They need to hire me to be a restaurateur. I have an idea for the next couple of appetizers. They bring you a human hand. It's called Parts of the Human Body. They bring you a hand, and then in the palm of the hand you have like a little cracker, and they call it like the body or whatever. And then it turns out one of the heads is not fake. Murder mystery. Dun dun dun. Exactly. If I'm not dining out of a real skull head, then why? What am I paying this much money there for, huh? It's like the fact that there's this one bar which had, they had a concept, right? With, you could get a drink that comes with a real human toe. And the fact that they had to replace the toe with a fake one because people kept stealing that real toe. I don't know where they were getting those toes from, but The fact that they've had to replace it a couple times because people kept taking them home. They were like, no, please stop taking our feet. Or fingers, I don't know what it was. There, that's a prop. That's our real human body part. It's just supposed to go in the drink as decoration, and people kept taking them. That is a thing. There was one communal toe, there was. It was a thing. I thought you were gonna go to bed. Do I need to go to bed for you to go to bed? I lied. No. I could. But yes, there was, yes, a communal toe. It's like how people steal stop signs off the road. In a way. You know, some people like to steal stop signs and some people like to steal streetlights. Or like how there was this one thing. Please stay up if you want to stay up, go to bed if you want to, please don't let me sway you. I don't know. It doesn't matter to me. Whatever. There was this one sign that people kept stealing from this one town because the fact that I forgot what the name of it was exactly. I think it was something like, it was an inappropriate word and the town was like, please stop stealing our road signs because it says that word. And people were like, but like it has that word, I think it's funny. And then they were like, no. So they eventually, I think, replaced it with like I think a stone monument or something so that people wouldn't steal it. People would specifically go to that town for that one street sign and they would take the signs. I don't know. It's like 2, almost 2:30. I think I could stay up for like maybe a little bit more. I started stream at what time? It's been like 2.5 hours now. I can wait for pre-rolls to finish. It's like a little bit before then. I'd say for like 30 more minutes. I don't want to go to bed at 4. I think it's a little bit too late, but I think 2:30 is pretty good. I like how I told myself I was going to play a game and here I am just yapping for like 2 hours. I miss the times when I would stream for a really, really long time and I could yap for like 3 hours and then I could go play games for the rest of the time. I like yapping, to be honest. I think that's my bread and butter. I think that is the one thing that I could do forever. Like, I could sit here. I have had streams where I have just sat here for 7 hours and just talked the entire time without stopping. It doesn't even matter if there's people in chat or not that I'm talking to. Like, I love when people are in chat talking to me because it's a little bit easier for me to like bounce off of. But if it's literally just me by myself, it's just like talking like this on and on and on. I like yapping. I think it's great. I think it's fun. It's one of the things I'm good at. I feel bad when I can't focus on a game stream. You get me. You get me. I feel so bad when I'm playing a game and I sit there in silence and I'm like, I watch my own VODs and I'm like, oh, dead air. Uh-oh, dead air. Like, stop hyper focusing on the game and like pay attention and like say things. Like, I don't care if you say things like, oh, cool or nice or woohoo, but at least say something at every, I don't know, 2 minutes. Don't just sit there for like 5 in dead silence. Just like all you hear is, oh my god. You can't hear the sound of my keyboard clicking, but I just keyboard mashed. Not your fault, really. It's hard to play well and to talk. I think what I need to do is I just need to fail. I just need to not do well in games. Which I already don't do well in games in the first place, but maybe I need to pay even less attention. It's like when I play Valorant on stream and I don't even care about winning in the game, I just care about making fun of the game. I walk around the game like I'm a tourist. I'm like, wow, this city's real nice and pretty. And then I turn around and somebody snipes me in the back of the head. I'm like, okay. And I watch people play. through their own POVs. I'm like, yep. I suck at this game, but it's fun. Then again, that's me. That's on me for playing like FPS games. If I wanted to play a game where I was just gonna yap the entire time, I guess I would, I guess I'd play Minecraft. Or like Power Wash Simulator, or like a puzzle game where not much thought goes into it. I'm just doing my own thing. Like how I don't usually play a lot of games like Honkai Star Rail or Genshin. I play those on my own time because if I were to play Genshin, it's a lot of dialogue and I'm sitting through voice lines and I don't want to sit there and listen to other people talk. Like, it's one thing if it's a visual novel and I'm the one reading out the lines, that's fine. But if I have to listen and sit there to other people voice things, I feel like I'm not doing anything. I'm like, I need to like say something. Observing gamers in their natural habitat. Yeah, I'm like people watching. Or I go outside and I'm like nature documenting things like, oh, here we have like the wild jet setting up her smoke cloud. Who knows? I don't know what they're doing. I wander around in circles and then they yell at me through comms. It's like some 14-year-old going like, that character, whatever character I'm playing. I usually main Reina? No. What's her name? Like the one with the white hair and the shaved undercut. Reina, I think? I don't know her name. Fade. I think her name's Fade. They're like, Fade! Stop! Like, where are you going? We're all on B side. Come over here. And I'm like, where is that? I'm lost. And they're like, everybody's over here. I'm like wandering around looking at the map like, woo! Bishop. I mean, if I were to play a game like Genshin, I'd probably just be grinding like dungeons. Because I need to do that. I need to like get people to help me. I said this before. Not accidentally, I guess I thought I overestimated myself. I was like, you know what, maybe I should upgrade my world level. And I didn't realize that in the 3 years that I had been playing Genshin and not upgrading my world level once, I had been stockpiling so much EXP, adventure rank EXP, that it boosted me from level 40 all the way to level 55 in one go. So now and then I had to lower my world level. So now all of my enemies are level 86, and now whenever I go into a certain area, it tells me, your characters are a little bit under leveled because all my characters are stuck at level 80. Because previously I was at world level 6. And they were like, yeah, if you go into this area, this is a danger rating. I think you're gonna get killed. And I'm like, great. I get warning areas when I go into certain areas. Now I get warning messages. They're like, warning, super powerful area. You might die. I'm like, oh, great. Yes, I am stuck at world level. Well, technically I'm supposed to be world level 8, but I set it to one level down and it won't let me go down any further, so now I'm at world level 7. With adventure rank 55. And all my enemies that wander around are like, what are they? 86? They're at 86 or 70 something. Depends on where area I'm in. Some areas they're pretty high, and then some areas they're okay. They're like 78, and my characters are at level 80 because I have not upgraded them to level 90, and I'm like, wow, I'm gonna die. Because first of all, I cannot be bothered to collect character materials for all of my characters. They're all just gonna be stuck at level 80. I have so many crowns. I think I have about like 20 something by now. Because I like participating in the events, and when you participate in events, they give you the crowns. I have enough to crown at least 5 characters, like triple crown 5 characters, and I haven't used a single crown at all. In the years I've been playing, nobody has ever gotten to level 90. Nobody has ever gotten to like talent level 10. They're all just stuck at level 8 or 6. because leveling characters is not something that I enjoy. I used to really like the exploration in Genshin, but man, it is just like, oh my god, nowadays the new maps just make me dizzy. Like, I tried collecting lotuses for Nilo? Not Nilo, what's her name? Nahida. I tried collecting lotuses for Nahida, and oh my gosh, that trying to find them, they are at the edge of cliffs, and I cannot collect those. Because I either get too close to the edge, and they fall off, and then have to climb back up again, and then I'm like, they're on the edges of cliffs first of all, so when you're flying, you're like, okay, is it on this cliff, or is it on the next cliff? And I'm like, trying to look around, trying to find these things, and it makes me so motion sick. Natlan is horrible to traverse, to try to find things in Natlan. I hate exploring Natlan. Especially the jungle areas. The desert's fine, the desert's just huge, but Natlan Forest? Oh my god. There's just so many levels, like you're going from like super high up to like really, really down deep to like in caves, underground, underneath trees, underneath giant mushroom forests. And aesthetically it is really pretty, but oh my god, does it give me really bad motion sickness trying to run around that area because I can't find anything. I did actually enjoy Fontaine. I like Fontaine. And then they went back to sorry, not Natlan. I'm talking about Sumeru. Sumeru makes me dizzy. Same thing with, I guess, Natlan in a way. Some parts of Natlan make me dizzy because you're like, oh wow, cliffs and edges and jungle and all that places. Fontaine was fine. Fontaine is underwater, you're pretty slow. It is actually really pretty underwater. There was this one area that I really love going to. You go into a little room and you're like under the water and the walls are all like floor to ceiling made of glass. And there's a little couch with a sternograph. A gramophone, I think it's called, a gramophone. And you sit there on the couch and you can play the music and you can look outside the window and you can see all the fish swimming around you. It's so pretty. I love that. If I ever have the opportunity to, I guess, somehow magically hold my breath underwater, or to, I guess, somehow be in a bubble underwater and to just walk along the bottom of the ocean, it would be so nice. It'd be so pretty. Especially in areas with well-lit sunlit places. Because you know when you go into an aquarium, right, and you walk underneath the water bridge, like you can, the tunnel that goes underwater underneath an aquarium, that's so nice. It's so peaceful. Like, I want that. I want that before jellyfish. Like, I want them to turn off all the lights and I want to walk underneath the tunnel and look up and just see little jellyfish who are fluorescent, just gently floating over my head. And I would stay there for hours. Like, give me a mat, turn off the lights, leave me there overnight, and I would stay. They have lock-in nights, like some places do have this for to be a sea creature. Exactly. They have actually certain nights where you can stay overnight at certain aquariums. They have events like that. You can apparently book. You can stay the night. And they do like little events and stuff where you arrive, you bring your own sleeping bag or something. I forgot what they do. I don't know if they give you bedding or if they give you, like, they're like, bring a sleeping bag. But they have events. And you go and they put on a movie. They put on like a little special show at nighttime. They show you feeding time. You have like a little private aquarium all to yourself, to your little group. They turn off the lights. They give you snacks, and you have a little slumber party at nighttime in the aquarium. It's so cool. I've never tried it before, but I've seen people done that. Have I ever gone camping? Yes. Once. Maybe twice, actually, more than that. Yes. More like, I think like maybe 3 times or something in my life. once was at a camping place in like a mountainous area, and the second part was I went kayaking for a very long time. My arms felt like they were gonna die. I went kayaking, and then we were with a group, and we stopped at like this little edge of the water, and then we set up camp with the group and then had food and stayed overnight, and then in the morning we just took off again. Like a single day trip camping. So yes, one time was actually like, you know, you drive to a camping spot, you stop, you take out your tent, you set up a place, you sleep. And the second time was like canoeing to a spot and then actively like sleeping there overnight. One of the times was like a little bit nicer because, you know, they have the whole outdoor, like you bring your own car, you drive to the space, you set up your tent. It's a little bit like glamping, but not as fancy. Like you bring all your stuff in your car, you set up outside, you're sleeping under the stars, and you're maybe 10 feet away from another camper tent. And then the bathroom's all there. Like there's a shower, there's a bathroom, there's public facilities nearby. So it's a little bit like glamping, but then the other one was straight up outdoors. Like they dug a hole in the ground and they were like, here is your toilet. And then you had to burn your tissue paper. They handed you a little lighter and they were like, by the way, if you're gonna go to the bathroom and need a wipe, here's a lighter and here's the tissue paper. When you're done, just set it on fire. And you're like, okay. Yeah. I miss the stars. I'm still so sad that when I went camping, I was so dead tired from hiking that I passed out and I slept through like the night. Like I was in bed by 8, so the sun was still pretty up. I couldn't see the stars. And then I slept all the way until morning, so I just missed seeing all the stars. There's nothing in this universe like waking up in the woods and stepping out blue-eyed into the cold morning air, in my opinion. Oh yeah. Yeah. Waking up in the morning and it's like foggy or kind of misty, and then the dew is on your tent, and you just get hit in the face with that cold morning air, and you're like, ah, crisp. I'm kind of sad. I miss the stars. I didn't even get to see them. We went camping, and I was with family, and then a relative tried to wake me up, and they were like, look outside. And I was like so tired, I just fell back asleep. I was like, yeah, okay. And I woke up the next day and I was like, no, I missed it. You'll see them again, don't worry. Yeah. Did you know recently there was an astronomical event where all the planets lined up in a little line. Very, very rare. I think they called it a planetary march or something like that. I think it only happens once every 200 years, something like that. Very rare. No, it was in January. January 26th, I believe. January 27th. Yeah, it was a rare event. Recently, we've had a lot of really cool planetary events. Like there's been things like, well, I mean, to be fair, you look up to the sky and all you see is, at most, like 5 tiny little specks in the sky. It's very hard to see. Did you know we also have a temporary second moon? I think for the next couple of months we have a second moon. That just got caught in our orbit and is going to spin around us and then leave. But to be fair, unless you have a very, very powerful telescope, you would not have been able to see it. You would have only been able to see at most, I think, Jupiter and maybe Mars. And they look like stars. You look at the sky and there's this tiny little dot that looks like a little star, but a little bit less dull. Like a little dull dot in the sky, and you're like, yep, that's a planet. But if you have a really powerful telescope, you can zoom in and you can see all of them. Oh wow, another one? I knew in 2022 we had... 2020 we had something. We had a different one? Yeah. I think we have one. Or is it the same one? Do we have the same one? Let's see here. Is it still? Do we still have it? It was in 2024. 2024 PT5 2 months. So I think it's gone now. But yes, it was 2024 of last year. So apparently it happens pretty often. It's a pretty common appearance that we just randomly, like once in a while, have a little floating rock that gets stuck in our orbit, and then they loop around maybe once, twice, and then they leave. So maybe they're around for like a week, maybe they're around for like a couple months. They kind of loop around and then they leave. I don't know, I think the universe and space is just so cool. I know, I think like space is so cool. But it's kind of strange that we've explored so much of space, but we haven't explored much of the ocean. Like I mean, a part of me is like kind of scared of the ocean, but mostly because it's dark and you don't know what's in there. Meanwhile, in the space, we know that there's a lot of nothing. I was a big space nerd as a kid. I was a big animal nerd as a kid. I liked a lot of bugs. I liked a lot of mammals and reptiles and all that. I was really into animals. But I was also really into mythology and like, I guess, space and the ocean and all things like that too. A little bit of everything. But I think it's kind of cool to look out of the sky and be like, wow, planets and stars, but there's a lot of nothing out there too. Dark matter. Emptiness. It's just cold and it's quiet and there's no sound at all. I think it'd be pretty peaceful. Like you go out there and can you imagine just hearing nothing at all? Absolutely nothing. It's like, what are those things called? Like a whisper room? You go into a room and they have soundproofed the thing so well that you cannot hear anything but your own voice if you speak. And even when you do speak, your voice is immediately swallowed by the soundproofing. So you eventually, apparently if you're in those rooms for a little bit too long, you start to go insane because you start hearing things that aren't there. It's so quiet that you start hallucinating sounds. And I think that's how space would be. You're out there, there's like nothing, you're in a vacuum, and then maybe you start to go a little crazy. This is why they say Star Wars is very unrealistic, because you go out there and you all hear the pew 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 pew, and that's not true. It's dead silent out there. Even if there was explosions, you wouldn't be able to hear a thing. Meanwhile, the ocean is like a whole different like entity. You go down there and it's mystery. We don't even know what's down there. There is places in the ocean that are so deep we haven't even gone there. That reminds me of a guy in a sci-fi book who made a service that temporarily stands people in Jupiter's orbit. What? What? Like, they're like, oh, strands people. Like, they're like, get in the naughty pod, and then they shoot you off into Jupiter's orbit, and then they spin you around, and they're like, haha, sucker. Like that. They like rocket launch people. Pretty much. Oh, cool. I don't know why they would do that. I don't know why. They'd pick you up again. At least they brought you back. Can you imagine as a kid? Can you imagine, like, I can think of, like, maybe in 5 years' time. Not 5 years, sorry. 50 years, or, like, sometime in the future, like, not even recently, but, like, in the near distant future, when we unlock time travel. For the thrill is can you imagine as a kid, as a punishment, some parent would be like, kid, you've been naughty. Instead of sending you off to military boot camp, they send you off to space. They're like, you've been naughty way too many times. Time to get in the pod. And then they like eject you into space. And then you come back maybe in like 6 months, right? Because it takes time to get out there, like light years and stuff. The time they would have improved technology, maybe like a flight, but like they would leave you out there for a little bit. Time to go to the lunar mines, kiddo. Yeah, they'd be like bye bye, and then they. Can you imagine doing that? Just like oh bye bye. Sorry, kid, you've misbehaved one too many times. Time to learn some street. What do they say to kids? Time to learn some street smarts. Time to. What do they say to kids? Time to be a man. Time to learn what the real world's like. Time to learn what the real world's like. What do they say to kids? What did they say to kids back then? I don't remember what it was. Yeah, something like that. I know there was a saying where they would used to say in old movies all the time where it's like, time to learn what life's like, time to learn what reality's like, or something like that. I don't know. Like, welcome to the real world, kid. And then they send you out to space. Time to grow up here? I don't know. Old sayings. Something like that. Okay, I'm looking up like old saying time to grow up and all I'm getting is inspirational quotes. No, I want toxic quotes. I don't want inspirational quotes. What are toxic quotes that they used to say, like old people used to say? I don't know. I don't know. Something along those lines. You know, you get what I'm trying to say. I don't know. I think it'd be fun. But, I mean, you don't even need that much of a punishment if you're trying to, like, I don't know, punish kids. Like, maybe as an adult, if they're really bad, like, could you imagine sending people, like, who are criminals? Or people who they deem, quote-unquote, irredeemable by society, and they just eject people out there? They're like, oh, well, this person's so evil and so nasty that we don't want them here anymore. Instead of jail, we're just gonna eject them into space. Goodbye. I don't know. I feel like on one hand, that would be incredibly cruel. That would be incredibly cruel. Like the ethics and morality of that thing happening would be unbelievable. The lawsuits and the list of policy and laws that would go into it, trying to make sure that that's like on some level somewhat humane and like somewhat ethical. Would be a whole procedure. It would be terrifying. It would. They come back. I don't even know if they would come back. Can you imagine the life sentence out there? They just leave you out there to die. That would suck. Can you imagine what kind of crime would happen that would be so bad that somewhere out there they were like, we subject you to life in space. And they just eject you on the pod and you live out a little life like the Martian. And then 100 million years later, an alien species finds a lot of crypto frozen criminals. Yeah. Years. Yeah. Can you? I think you're tired. Maybe you should go to bed. Wink. Eyebrow wiggle. Shrug, shrug. Maybe somebody should go eat. Should go take a nap. Maybe if they get into like a really specific cold spot, right? Maybe they get into a really specific cold spot. Maybe they get crypto frozen like Superman. No, what? Captain America. And then the aliens find them, and then they were frozen in such a perfect state that their body was just set into cryomancy, right? they were frozen, but that their brain is still alive, but it slowed their aging process because they were frozen perfectly. And then they come back, and they were revived by the aliens, and they're like, oh my god, what year is it? And they're like, it's 8,000 B, 8,000 whatever 8 ADE or something like that. And they're like, oh my god, it's over 500 years in the future. Earth no longer Earth probably still exists, but maybe Earth doesn't exist anymore as like Earth anymore. It's no longer called Earth, it's called like, I don't even know, Etopia or something like that. Can you imagine? I think that'd be kind of cool. And then they come back, and then maybe the records of their the two funniest things that could have happened: either Earth doesn't recognize this person anymore because it's been so long and they've lost all their records, or they come back and they're immediately just like, get out of here. They take one step back on this planet and they get kicked out because they're like, you, how are you still alive? You shouldn't be here. Or they get the whole, they get the what's the skater? Tony Hawked. They get Tony Hawked. Wow, you look really similar to this one criminal. You look very similar to this one criminal that was banished almost 500 years ago. And they're like, haha, yeah, what a crazy coincidence. Two ways that could happen. I think that'd be really great. I don't even know what would happen for that to happen, to occur, but that is a thing. Okay, who on earth is streaming? It's been like, oh my god, it's almost 3 hours, and I have 11 minutes till roll off. Yeah, I should go to bed. Thank you for chatting with me. Yeah, chatter. I had lots of fun. I hope to see you again. My official sense was teaching you code to join the Discord. No pressure. Yeah, if I wanna figure out how to learn how to quote. Sorry, not quote. What's it called? Ooh, make chat widgets. Yes, I'll figure it out. If we can figure out how to work out chat widgets, and I can see how that works. I have an idea for like a full screen alert. I saw one on like a really long time ago on I think Bilibili, where when they had a little special event going on, they had the screen covered, like the edges, the borders, like around here. The borders would come in and it would like, vines would come in and bloom into flowers, and then they would retract as like a full screen kind of border effect alert. And I was like, that's so cool. Instead of like a little picture that shows up, like it covered the whole screen, like the whole edges, and it was like a little cute border effect that was integrated with the whole aesthetics of the stream. And I was like, that's really, really cool. Like, I want to see stuff like that, but no, we only have like teeny little PNG effects that pop in and then pop out. I think it'd be really cool to have more things that are integrated with like overlays and stuff. I'm gonna watch back this VOD and imagine I'm just sitting here and I'm like, my audio's been off the entire time. Can you imagine? But yes, good night. Thank you for stopping by. I am about to probably head off myself. It's like 3 AM. Babe. Good night. I need to look at who on earth is streaming at this time. I've been trying to get into the habit of like rating people more, but at the same time I see people and then either they don't speak English or they're like very intimidating to me, and I'm just kind of like, uh-oh, that makes me nervous. That makes me nervous. Because it's like one hand, uh-oh, stranger. At the same time, it's like, ah. People. Anyways, if anybody has any recommendations, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, we're just gonna sit here. No, I'm kidding. Wow, my screen is blue. My night mode is turned off. That's how I know it's time to go to bed, when my night mode turns off and I'm staring at myself and I get flashbanged. Holy moly, it is bright. Holy moly, my eyeballs. Oh gosh, I'm getting flashbanged. Don't worry, we just have to wait it out. It'll go away in maybe 2 minutes. Yes. I don't know why I don't set it to like 5 AM when I know I'm not gonna be awake at that time. I have it set to 3. Because I was like, yeah, I definitely won't be awake at this time. And I'm awake at this time and I get flashbanged by like the bluest blue ever. I'm like, wow, I did not know my background looked like this. I didn't know it looked like this. This is cool. Why am I so blue? And then I realized, never mind. I'm not actually like, I'm like, generally I am not like that color. Or my screen normally is in this color, but I'm just so used, or maybe it's normally this color, but my screen is usually green screen, blue screened out that I just don't notice. Oh my god. Ad starting in 2 minutes 54 seconds? I should stop yapping. I need to go to bed. I need to go to bed. I need to go to bed. I need to go to sleep. I need to add a voice redeem. I should probably do that. I should add a voice redeem where if like people redeem it, I don't know if I should do like a wheel or something, or if I just like pick something off the top of my head. Like maybe one of these days I'll be like, people redeem the voice redeem, and I'm like, yeah, the random thing that pops into my head is like, I'm gonna talk in I was gonna say Scottish, but I was like, I can't do Scottish. Like I pick like my vampire accent, and I'm like, oh ho ho, or like my Valley Girl accent, I don't know. Maybe I'll make a list of like voices that I can do, and then I'll have it like, people pick a voice, right? Or I don't know if I should do it as like separate voice redeems, like, oh, if somebody redeems this redeem, and then that's that one specific voice, or if that one. Or if I should just make a list and people would type in what kind of voice that they want. And I would then proceed to just do that voice for like the next 5 minutes. I'm gonna go to bed. Good night, everybody. I'm trying to find somebody to raid, but I don't know if I wanna... I don't know who to raid. I don't know. There's like really interesting channels I'm being recommended right now. I've got... I guess I'll send you guys off for this. Good night, everybody! Wait, how do I end stream? Uh-oh, I lost my stuff. What?